What's up, guys? Caleb here. Love you. And I finally have some storage on this phone so I can record a video. This terrible phone. I'm trying to be positive. This phone that I'm grateful to have. No, the phone's fine. It's just the could be more storage in it. Trying to look which way to go up this path. It's pretty cold out, so hopefully I don't see anyone. I don't like making videos. No, being positive. I like making videos alone. All right. There's a little path here. Okay. So I started this video. I didn't even think of a topic, but I'll go in a positive direction today. I was going to talk about some Epstein stuff, but I'll pose a question, okay? Do you think someone should get married? I just heard a bird. It sounded like a dog walking, like a little click, 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 click. Okay. Do you think someone should get married if they aren't in love? Now, a lot of people are going to hear that and go, no, of course not. But if you're not from the US or a Western country, or if you're in a place where there's a lot of arranged marriages, you're probably going to think, whatever, it doesn't. Not probably, there's a chance you'll think, it doesn't matter. Or if you, some people are just really just getting married for money, which I don't even have that much of a problem with, honestly. I mean, okay, let's take it back a step. I'm Christian, right? So I think you should do what God wants. But as far as I know, in the Bible, it doesn't say you should only get married if you're in love with someone, right? I mean, we think of marriage, and I believe in the Bible it says it's like a covenant between two people and God, and you hope it strengthens you hope it's a net positive for everyone, right? And it strengthens your relationship with God, ideally. And you become a better person, etc. But, this is a good video topic. Preconceived notions or stuff that you're taught and you or you just see in the world and you assume it's that way. So that's one thing with like romance movies is, this is going to sound really dumb, but I'm putting myself out there. I think I subconsciously thought if I was in the right relationship, then like my life would be fine from then on. Now, no one ever said that to me. And I would even hear people say the opposite, like, oh, you'll still, still have issues you got to deal with and stuff. And you kind of just go, yeah, but, you're in love and you found the person, so that major problem is done with, and everything else is like not that big of a deal after. Especially when I was growing up, but, just in the United States in the last 100 years or so, romance movies, I'm not going to say 100 years, I'm going to say 75 years or so. Romance movies often ended with, the stereotypical riding off into the sunset. And you just kind of go like, oh, look it's all done. They're all done with difficulty. It's more or less, obviously not entirely, but there's a lot of other movies, about stuff going wrong, but you kind of think like, this is how I thought. I thought, oh, wow, you should just be a good person, then that won't happen. Not really. That's not really how life is. You can be an excellent person, and honestly, you can marry, you could be with or meet another person who's generally good, and things can still go horribly. So I'm trying to be positive, but anyway, yeah, just doing kind of stream of consciousness about relationships and stuff, and like to go back to what I was talking about before with, oh my gosh, being in love, and like, the thing is, okay, I was just recently talking to my best friend and his wife, and I talked about like how I knew someone for many years that was like nearly perfect in every facet that you would want with a partner, but I never felt in love with them. And in every other relationship I've had, I've fallen in love pretty quickly. I mean, this sounds crazy, and I know people won't believe it, but I've fallen in love within a few hours. I'll say 5 hours. People will be like, no. Yeah, it is. It's true. And you don't have to believe me. It's fine. Whatever. But, and if you've never been in love, then you might just not get it, which is fine. But it's essentially just something that there's no way to describe it. It's just a feeling. So, yeah, I was telling them about this, and I said, maybe it's their first response is like, yeah, that's not good. You should find somebody who you are in love with if you're gonna, marry them. And then I said, well, that is true. And I thought that at the same time, every relationship I've been in, even really long-term relationships, I just got poked by something. That feeling has, oh my gosh, I'm getting pulled on. Okay, I'm in like a bunch of pokey stuff. I'm trying to get out. Okay, back to the point. Every relationship I've been in, even long-term relationships, that sort of je ne sais quoi, that really being in love feeling, that's like, I would say it's the best feeling in the world that I've ever felt, has gone away after a while, and has essentially seemed to disappear at a certain point. Possibly not entirely. I haven't really thought about it that much, but maybe not entirely, but it has at least significantly gone down, I'll say that. And they both got quiet at that point when I said this, that the feeling of being in love has gone away from me. In every relationship I had, has gone significantly decreased. And they sort of said, yeah, actually we joke about now we're just like roommates, which I think is a healthy thing to do, to talk openly and about your feelings and stuff. And so I'm really glad to hear that they talk with each other about that. I think it looks a little better if I go. No, it's about the same. How about this? But yeah, so my friend's wives, they seem to both understand what I say, but she still kind of said like that she thinks I should break up with a person. And so there's this woman that really likes me, and I told her that I don't feel in love with her, And she told me that she would be okay with marrying with me even if I didn't feel in love with her. And I told that to my friend's wife, and she said that's crazy. So, you know, in America, I think that's what most people think. And I definitely get that, and I understand it, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just kind of questioning. Maybe it really, really seems crazy to us, but maybe it's not crazy. Maybe it's better to just be with someone who has all the other qualities, or maybe it's good enough to be with someone who has like tons of amazing qualities that you love, but not that. Think about this. Okay, let's say this. Let's say literally, let's say you make the list of all the things you want in someone, right? Every single thing they have that you want. And it's like, if you want them to be perfect looking, they're perfect looking. If you want them to be nice all the time, they're nice all the time. If you want them to be wealthy, they're wealthy. Whatever it is, you know? They have everything. But you're not in love with them. What do you think about that? Honestly, I would say you're probably not going to find anyone better. I mean, no one gets every single thing that they want. Pretty much, I think. I think that pretty much doesn't happen. Unless you're... I should reel that back a little bit. Maybe if you're a super rich guy and all you want is a woman that just, you know, just stays at home and is extremely attractive, and you could just find a woman who's willing to do that. I guess that's not that hard, right? You don't really care about her personality or something. But, you know, apart from those kind of weird outlier things, people who want, you know, like a real strong, a good marriage, a really good partner, a really good foundation and stuff. I mean, if we just start with looks, right? Almost no one is getting someone that they think is like the most attractive person. Which, you know, obviously, ideally, you would want. Even if people say that, they're probably not telling the truth. Say that they don't care about that, they're probably not telling the truth. Anyway, okay. I gotta switch my hand. I realize I've been sort of covering up the speaker, so I hope this is heard okay enough. But, yeah, so... I think I said most of what I wanted to say. I would really like to hear other people's opinions on this. Because, well, I definitely never thought this would be something that would come up in my life. It wasn't even a thought. This is kind of cool. Somebody built a little teepee, little fortress here or whatever. Fort. So, yeah, to repeat one more time, do you think there's ever a case where someone should get married if they're not in love with the person? So yeah, thanks for watching. Love ya. And if you would comment and subscribe and like, I'd appreciate it. Take care. God bless.